Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, old guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sam Man, Viral Hip Hop News.
Let's get it.
We are live. We're in the building. Another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast, exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Oh God, what's good, my brother?
What's good? Like you said, brother, another Friday night episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Yes, we are live, blazing through your speakers. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us, and we definitely appreciate that, man. Excited to be here once again. Just came off a powerful interview, man. I can't wait to upload that one. We in the building, man. We're gonna talk about a few things tonight, man.
Indeed,
yes,
man. It feels good always to be live on the Uncensored Truth Podcast. We had a hell of a week, man. It's been a hell of a start to 2019 for the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Hip Hop News Uncensored, Viral Hip Hop News.
Yeah.
Man, it feels good as we allow people to come in the building. You already know how we do live on the Uncensored Podcast. Drop those area codes. We appreciate y'all. We got a good lineup, man. We don't have really anything concrete talking about, man. We got some great topics for y'all.
Right.
And we're going to talk to the people. Real excited, man. But how was your day? Oh, God, what's good?
Man, it was a great day, man. You know, great. You know, snow's on the horizon for the East Coast, but it is, you know, what it is. I see you in here, Eric. You know what I mean? I see the people coming in. As y'all come in the building, go ahead and drop those area codes. I see the 347-323-641 coming in the building. Drop them area codes. Drop them area codes. You are live. Hip Hop News Uncensored. Also, hit that like button as you come in the building, and make sure you share the video. Sandman, old guys in this joint. We about to get it in tonight.
Indeed. 410. What up, Hennessy and Hip Hop? Appreciate the donation already. 504-612-614-907-20713-210-860. Y'all keep them flying as they flying through the building this evening. We're real excited, man. We had an electrifying interview, like you said. Hell of a 2019. I don't even know what you titled this joint, man, but they're real excited to talk about it this evening.
Yeah.
What we got going on this evening, brother?
Yeah, man. Well, we're gonna talk about, you know, R. Kelly reportedly, you know, suffering panic attacks, and they were saying that he was even hospitalized for that as a result of all the stress, turmoil from the Lifetime docuseries.
I can see how it could be some fucking stress.
Yeah. I
can see that.
You know what I'm saying? His daughter came out. You know, it's just an ongoing thing. We're not gonna talk too much about R. Kelly tonight. We talking about that almost to the nauseam. We're gonna upload some good clips with the attorney that we just did an interview with. That's gonna be dope.
That was excellent, man. Miss Shabazz, attorney in, I believe, what borough? Queens,
but just New York in general.
New York in general, gave us some real powerful insight in regards to the R. Kelly situation. 6ix9ine, powerful interview. We got from a very strong, beautiful black woman. Very awesome interview. Man, I'm just overwhelmed by the amount of support we got in the chat room right now. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. My dude, Andre 3000, Outkast, had some things to say about Future, and that kind of hit my soul, man, because it kind of made me go back to the time where we first got started, and it kind of got started with the Future video. So I'm really excited to talk about that. Both wear red in the building. That wasn't expected. But we ready to go to work, man. It's Tiger Woods on a Sunday. Let's get to work.
Yes, sir.
Indeed,
yes, sir.
man.
Everybody coming in the building, please hit that like button and go ahead and share this video. We see everybody dropping. We see the area codes. Trust and believe. We see St. Louis at 337-404. We definitely see. We see Dallas in here. Forget them Cowboys, but we see y'all in here. Yeah, man. We're just gonna rock out with y'all tonight. You know, just a little bit, man. You know, every Friday night, 8 p.m. Uncensored Truth Podcast. Just, you know, I mean, go from there, man. But I can't wait to get to this Future segment, though, Sam, man.
Let's start it first.
Let's do it.
Let's start that first. Let's get that right off the jump,
man. Let's play this audio, man. This is a short audio from Andre 3 Stacks. And when you showed me this this little clip right here, it took me back as well in my brain to when we first got started, sitting in the back of your crib, talking about Future and hip hop. So I'm gonna play this, just a small clip right here. Then we're gonna talk about this one, man. So we're gonna start off with this one right here. Let's go. This is Andre 3 Stacks.
Son, like, we Future fanatics, man, and we sit and we listen to it, and I said, man, Future makes the most negative inspirational music ever. Future makes the most negative inspirational music ever.
Now, that's Andre, you know, 3000. Now, he went on to say the latter. He said something else to add, you know, to that. You know what I'm saying? What else did Andre 3000 say?
Just a power phrase. He was going to say, like, his music can have somebody dead in a week.
Okay. Okay.
Serious. Right. Now, that was probably the nicest, most humble, most disrespectful diss I've ever heard in my life. Coming from a real humble dude, Andre 3 Stacks, talking about how he and his son really respect and admire an Atlanta brother of theirs in Future, make some of the most inspirational negative music you ever hear. Now, we talked about it. We talked about it numerous times. The one in particular, we talked about it when he came out with Molly Percocet a year and a half ago, probably sometime. And that really pissed us off, especially as men, fathers, when you have music, especially in that era, not even that era, but a couple years back where Future was really hot and really pushing the wave and everybody was listening to him. You really had to start asking yourself the question, what is the message and what is the agenda that he's pushing? Is he really authentic to what he's doing? And it seemed right around that wave, you start seeing some of the young rappers dropping like flies. Lean, Molly, opiate use, fentanyl use. And we really said it was terrible what the hell was going on in that situation. What do you think was going on with Andre 3000? One of the greatest rappers of all time and one of the greatest groups of all time. Was he humbly dissing Future in your opinion?
Absolutely.
Talk about it.
Absolutely humbly, dissing him. And in my estimation, man, when you really look at like artists like Future, this is nothing that you wouldn't want your kids listening to this. It should be like rated R, you know what I mean? This type of stuff, because the message that, and you got to remember, like you got little kids in the car, they might be 4 or 5. As soon as they're able to comprehend and start singing words, these radio stations are pounding these same songs in rotation. And whether they blank the words out or not, they find out these words and they begin to sing them. And that goes deep down into their mind, and they begin, to want to act these things out. So it's just like, for him to be perpetuating that onto the people, it's sick. He's not the only one. It's sick. And he needs all types of flame and venom for that. You know what I mean? Because just because you're making your money, it may seem innocent, but you gotta, you're affecting, a large demographic of people. And the reason why it affects us more is because we don't have the role models like other people to come in and they're looking up to a clown like Future, as opposed to a neighborhood doctor, a lawyer, or a football coach. They got to look up to this clown because we got to lack role models in our community. So it's a double whammy. Not saying that that's particularly Future's fault, but if you're adding on to something like that, encouraging people to use, drugs, that's messed up. I mean, that's just what it is.
Why don't Future's music, people love it. I'm not a real big fan of it. I don't understand what the hell he's saying personally. I don't get it. Beats aren't enough for me. They just aren't. Like I could work out to certain things, but I'm just on a different level when it comes to music. I need more than a beat. We seen him and his daughter wearing the slave mask. He had his daughter out there with the whole slave mask. We hear his lyrics, even though he writes his lyrics and we feel as though he has some control over his lyrics. Is he controlled by the industry? Is there someone out there, and this is conspiracy, someone out here controlling his narrative for the purpose of young, in particular, Black ears to listen to and go down a wrong path?
Well, people always have made the correlation, between, private prisons or prison for profit. It only makes sense. It could be a connection. I don't have any proof, but I'm thinking, just logically in the way that I kind of see it, putting things together with my analytical mind. You feed the people this negative music. You know what I mean? These people, because they can't find legitimate work because they may have made a mistake, they got to go into the underworld. They get crunk. They keep going back. It's a revolving door, revolving cycle. They got to keep going back. And, it's just a negative thing that continues to happen. And in the back end, you got the prison for profit, the phone calls, the commissary, whatever, anything that you do that's attached to that is profit to that. So, yeah, you keep people coming back in. You have to pay for it. Now, on top of that, we talked about in our interview, the 13th Amendment and slavery, pretty much going back in, guys working for 35 cents, 45 cents an hour when they should be making for those type of contracted jobs, $20, $30 an hour, but they're cutting on the cost and still got to pay for their stuff. And it's all around, negative cycle. So Future gets paid on the back end, brothers and sisters going in and out of prison, they feed people's pockets. I mean, it's a revolving door. So could it be? Definitely could be. Do we have any proof? No, but do we need proof at this point? I think that's enough right there to say, like, whether he has a Giletto, somebody with their hand in his back or not, he's a negative dude for the culture, period. And I'm glad that Andre 3000 called this brother out on this.
Well, I mean, we got a comment coming through. Shout out to Hennessy and Hip Hop who dropped the donation as we were coming through. I caught his comment or her comment, whoever this is. I'm sorry on that. Why are you calling Future a clown, man? Now, did you basically just elaborate on why Future's a clown in your opinion? Because you called him a clown, and I agree with you.
Right.
I definitely think he's a clown. I don't listen to his music. We went in on him. We brought the smoke when it came to Future, and we got a real great response to that because he's sending a terrible message to our youth.
He's the only one, but yeah.
And absolutely. He's not the end all be all when it comes to it. It's a lot of people out here spreading nonsense, and we're not going to single him out of all the genre of people doing it. But it was just interesting that Andre 3 Stacks, one of the greatest rappers of all time, obviously, in my opinion, and I'm seeing top 5. I'm seeing Andre's corny throughout the comment section. Y'all getting it blazing in there. We appreciate that. But this was just our perspective, man. Future, he has influence, and there's no doubt about that. It would be good to see some growth in his music. And I think that's a lot of where Lil Wayne takes some criticism is where's the evolution at? We know you can spit. We know you're talented. We know you're one of the greatest lyricists of all time, but we want to understand that you're one of the greatest storytellers of all time. I mean, I don't know if that even matters to him, but I think that's where Jay-Z gets credit. He's consistently evolving, and Future's getting to that point now where people obviously understand and appreciate his greatness for what he does for his style of music and his culture. When are you going to evolve? And and a lot of people, not to cut you off, God, are saying this is his best music to date. I don't want to sit here and throw false criticism to him. If you're a fan of his music and he is evolving, check me in the comment section and let me know, because I personally don't really listen to it. All I hear is bullshit.
Well, Simone or Simon Hunt put, but the message has always been terrible. So, and I get it. You know what I mean? A lot of the rappers got a lot of garbage that they spew, but you do have, you know, your rappers that you can kind of gravitate to that don't always dabble in the bullshit. That they give you good quality lyrics, uplifting lyrics. You know what I mean? And it seems like the industry, you know, for whatever reason, kind of keeps those guys suppressed. You can find them and all that, but they kind of blow up the buffoonery to other people, making strippers famous. Not this. I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to come at nobody, but it's just like, is that somebody to be revered, like a stripper? You know what I mean? Like we were just talking to the attorney, you know, black women be over sexualized. It's not like we see that all the time. We seen Little Kim, we seen Foxy Brown, we seen Nicki Minaj shaking it and all that's cool. But where are the artists that are going to be known for their smarts, for the business, you know, sense, you know, what they're doing? Okay, like, I mean, that's fine. But it's, if you see, you got these women, instead of the women wanting to come out and be known for their lyrics and stuff, they want to just come out. Now you see a whole 20, 30 different Cardi B's, 20, 30 more Nicki Minaj's coming out with no substance to them whatsoever. They're just showing ass and titties. That's it.
I mean, well, that's also where the fame and the money is. And it's kind of, you got real lyricists out here, it's particular females that almost stray away from that, like you said, and try to jump on the Cardi and the Nicki wave. But do you see a difference in a resurgence in that 2019? Because we were talking about it toward the tail end of 2018, and we did a show. We didn't drop it, but we did a show like almost like a recap, so to speak. And we talked about, in particular, female MCs in the game. And we talked about the resurgence and how we got a lot of great lyricists out here, and a lot of the rhetoric and the futures and a lot of the sexism and things like that. It almost seems like people are getting tired of it, and they want to hear some real genuine music. So do you see that really resurging within the next couple of months? I mean, because we're in 2019 right now. Yeah,
there's a lot of good music out there. I'm just saying, you know, as far as the people that's pushed to the forefront, you know, that they're put up in this light as somebody to be, you know, respected. And your kids are singing these songs in their car and just ruining them, the songs that they're singing, the ones that they're pushing. That's all I'm saying. This is a fact. You know what I mean? It's not like we're singling out, you know, Future. We can go down a list of these people, but it's our responsibility to make sure that our kids don't get wrapped up, you know, in that and listening to that type of music and wanting to emulate that. Because what you're going to have in your hands is, you know, a teenager at some point, you know what I mean, who's going to be turned out by, if you don't do your job, duty as a parent, of course, that's going to be turned out by all this stuff and listening and wanting to go out and try this different stuff from these guys that don't even live half of the stuff they talking about. Just is what it is. When they looking, when they hear about the Molly and the Percocet, that stuff is out there in the street. You know,
that's a great point. You talk about parenting and you talk about like just understanding the importance of parenting. And that's a great transition into the R. Kelly situation, because we've been talking about it, man, ad nauseum for over a week now since the Lifetime special. And it's funny because Lifetime didn't give us anything that we didn't already know. It just almost made people hate him more. And I'm not justifying any of it. I'm not saying any of it is right. I'm not saying any of it is wrong. We'll keep it 100% objective. We gave our 1-2 on a million times when it comes to this. But now he finds himself in the hospital. I believe you'll talk about, oh God, you got that. 1-2 up for us, or I mean, what's the situation?
Well, they're saying that he's
attacks, basically.
Yeah, he's pretty much getting panic attacks, real small. You know, the report says that he's been receiving medical attention for his attacks, particularly house calls. But they said he did, you know, experience an episode where it required him to go to the hospital. So the gist of it is, you know, who knows if it's true or not. It's just a report, you know what I mean? But they're saying that he's having different, you know, panic attacks and whatnot. What, like you said, he should be, you know, at this point, for all the stuff that's going on. They're talking about in several states him even being prosecuted. In the video that we're going to put out with the attorney, you know what I mean? She was kind of talking about the feds could possibly pick it up. You know what I mean? It could really go somewhere. You know what I mean? So
well, she was saying that was the only place he was really going to get some real serious attention.
Right.
And they have a lot of evidence pointing toward that. And it was like a real great, powerful interview. We're not going to give away too much of it.
Yeah.
But it does seem as though Lifetime did their job in getting some real attention toward this situation. And R. Kelly may be in a little more of trouble than meets the eye, and things are apparent. And we've seen him on his birthday when he was out in Chicago, and he seemed unbothered, singing to the crowd, the majority of them being women enjoying themselves. We heard later on that there was a fake warrant coming out. However, that goes down. I don't know how you create a fake warrant, but that was created. Cops come press him. They have a little bit of a situation. There's so much going on. His daughter speaks out against him. I mean, could you imagine all the walls closing in? But imagining it as in the eyes of a pedophile, and on the other side, the victims. And that's one thing, if we learned anything out of this situation, is to pay attention to each and every side. Not that we never have, but even in talking about it and giving narrative toward it, you got to pay attention to all sides, because one thing that Ms. Shabazz brought to our attention are the victims, and Black women, and young Black women in particular, that are being forgotten about. Herself being a strong Black woman, giving the narrative and perspective from a Black woman in how neglected they feel. And it was a great build to even get into that argument. So just shout out to that whole dialect. But that being said, anxiety, do you believe it? Do you think it's true? Or do you think this is a pity party? Because we just got to talk and call it a spade from all angles. Is this a play from R. Kelly to try to gain a little bit of public sympathy, in your opinion, for right now?
I think so.
Damn.
I think that he's nervous. I think that he's definitely, you know, he may be scared, but you know, again, like I said, the interview kind of gave me the interview that we just got finished conducted gave me a whole different light on the situation, and really just seeing it from a woman's perspective. So we can't really, you know, see it from the perspective of men, obviously, but just listening, and a lot of women are hurt by this, and in particular Black women, because they feel like, you know, it's an issue where they were victimized and nobody wants to do anything about it. This is, I think Common brought that up. A few different people kind of, I think even Willie D, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that, but a few people did bring that, you know, that argument up, you know, about people just kind of sweeping this under the rug. And it's like, oh, they must have wanted it. They must have wanted to do it and all this type of stuff. Bottom line is that dude, you know, was a predator. You know what I mean? Hanging out at college. I mean, not college, but high schools and different things, allegedly, what people said from Chicago, you know, but again, people knew about it and they just didn't react and do anything at that time. So it's sad. It's a sad situation any way you look at it.
Right. I mean, but to those who, the naysayers and the supporters of R. Kelly, will say, you see a video with him singing and there's nothing but Black women around him. So we would love for anybody in the chat room, especially women, to kind of just give perspective, because I also see a lot of people saying, well, it doesn't matter. His music isn't going nowhere. They're going to play it anyway. His music isn't going to die. Now, we see millions of people saying mute R. Kelly. We see millions of people saying we're going to be an outstanding supporter of R. Kelly. Spotify numbers going up. People sick about that. It's all to talk about R. Kelly making him more popular.
To a certain extent. But my thing is, when you start to see that, like, people are starting to prosecute you, you know what I mean? I think it's, you know, are trying to. I don't think that, you know, it's anything that could be planned. Like, that's, you know, unless the stories are not real, that's where you don't want the thing to go. Like, is he becoming more popular? Absolutely. You know what I mean? People buying his music? Absolutely. We see that. People, it was even a thing I seen on Instagram where it was women saying that, allegedly saying, take me hostage. They want to go hostage. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, this is not to laugh at it, but just the irony of it. You know, in a society that we live in, that would happen. You would have women who say, "Don't take me." You know what I mean? Of course, they probably, you know, of age women, but it's not a laughing matter, because he, you know, was known to take women who were not of age. You know what I mean? And like the attorney was saying, there's no excuse, you know, for that. You thinking their body parts being developed, you as an adult have a duty to protect children. And when you're trying to bring them in and have sex with them, I mean, you're a pervert. You need to be locked up, dog. That's just, that is what it is. There's no really excuse for it.
Indeed. I hear you on that. I'm going to jump to the chat room real quick.
Yes, sir.
Miss Lucas, I don't know how to say your first name, love, but I still love his music. I don't give a F. Then we got Nia Betha. I'm believing that's a female as well. If it's not, I apologize. They asking for other victims to come out and tell their story, and they aren't looming for any forensics. So the case is going to be off hearsay. That's scary. And that's damn near the same identical thing as Bill Cosby. We see him sitting in jail for 10 years. Now, we taken a lot of criticism over this week. Bill Cosby, Charlemagne, the list goes on and on. In particular, to a certain demographic in the comment section that asks us, why don't we talk about the Harvey Weinsteins? Why don't we talk about the Kevin Spaceys? Why don't we talk about the white actors? And we had a number of discussions involving that situation. I dropped a number of videos on Viral Hip Hop News today in particular, and yesterday in our conversation about Harvey Weinstein, and then in Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey's brother, and I know this is off topic, I'm just going to throw this out here for the people in the comment section as well, trying to elaborate on. Kevin Spacey's brother came out today and said that his brother, Kevin Spacey, is worse than Weinstein and Bill Cosby, that he has a history and that he has a past stemming back from their childhood when he was sexually abused by his father, and his narcissism and his belief that he is invincible and that he plays the characters that he portrays on the movie keeps him invincible to where he can do whatever he wants. Now, he has 30 counts of sexual assault, one being in Massachusetts where he groped a 16-year-old boy. Talk about him real quick. And just I know you don't know too much about Kevin Spacey, but just talk about the separation between a Kevin Spacey in Hollywood and an R. Kelly.
The media,
go ahead.
The media didn't really it was kind of swept under the rug, to say the least. It wasn't like on your major, your platform. If it was, it just wasn't, for whatever reason, it didn't garner the same attention as R. Kelly. It just didn't. It was out there, but it was kind of tucked just away in an article on the side. You know what I mean? And it means a lot when it comes out on your top hip hop platforms and your TMZs, and it trickle down to all of them. And then the YouTube videos start coming out and Instagram posts and all that. But Kevin Spacey's a monster. I mean, disgusting dude. You know what I mean? From reading, some of the things that came out, against him. Pedophilia is crazy. You know what I mean? But again, for whatever, I don't know. I can't really explain why people just really didn't, maybe because we don't really relate to him like that. Like, we see him in a few movies, but we rock with R. Kelly. We know all his music. Maybe I could think of that. But yeah, he's just as, a person that should, should go to jail too, go to prison for a long time. Definitely.
And I think that's the difference. Like, when we talk about people in our culture, we got to keep in mind, we're not trying to do it in particular to bash our culture. That's the people directly who we're in touch with. When we talk about a Bill Cosby, when he's been sitting in our living room, our whole childhood and most of our adulthood, it's not hard to sit there and talk and give your opinion on what's going on with that while delivering the day-to-day news involving his case. It's not hard to talk about a R. Kelly when you've been listening to his music since public announcement and been listening to his writing for years and years on end. But knowing the terrible and troubled past he has going on, from the sex tape to Aaliyah to now the docuseries, and just to go back and just bring it back full circle and him having anxiety and dealing with anxiety. And you saying, is it a way of him getting kind of the media or the public back in his favor? I would have to also kind of agree with that, because of course you're going to have anxiety, but you're not, hospitalized for anxiety attacks. You just can't breathe and your chest is tight. Is this going to give him a heart attack or anything like that? And not to jump to any conclusions, because we don't want to see anything like that happen, but God forbid the terrible circumstances happen where R. Kelly really finds himself sick or in some imminent danger. What do you think the public reaction is for that?
I don't think they'll care too much. Again, he could be experiencing a lot of things that we don't know, maybe death threats. We know how crazy people are, all types of stuff. He's been like the number one trending story for a while now. The headlines keep dropping, he keeps trending, and people just typing in, wanting to know about R. Kelly on major search engines. People want to know about that. You know what I mean? So, it probably legitimately, he probably could be going through, something like that, getting all types of death threats, messages, people calling him all types of names. But, there's also been stories of him maybe about the flee to Africa, all types of different stuff, man. I don't know. I just think that, if, in fact, this is true, which it looks like it is. From all indication, this brother definitely should be going to jail. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, when people say, oh, these people is no evidence, it's scary. Yeah. But if it's true, it's true. He needs to be held accountable for that. You know what I mean? If he's telling you through his song, he called himself the Pied Piper, dude should be locked up, man, period.
He has it. It doesn't. Well, I honestly assume that he doesn't have a very good and strong circle around him, and to keep him grounded and things like this. What do you see his next move even being from this? Because you've seen him in his attempt on Facebook to try to negate a lot of the people's testimonies, having receipts, so to speak, on a lot of their.
They took that page down.
When they took that down. You see his former manager or his manager maybe being investigated for throwing threats against the Savage family. It seems like all the walls are closing in on him. But at the end of the day, is there anything really substantial going to happen? Like we talked to Ms. Shabazz, attorney at law in New York City. She was saying that Georgia can do what they want. Yeah, that looks good. But unless this goes to a federal case and a federal indictment, there's no real weight on it. Yeah. And then we also have people in the comment section going, there's no forensics going on. There's no real substantial evidence going on to really indict or put him in a situation where he has to fight for his life because of this. All we're going off right now is hearsay. And it may be a substantial amount of hearsay. And we all might have knew this 30 years ago, but he went to jail he went to trial for that. And he was found innocent for that.
Yeah, beat it. Yeah.
He beat it. And like Ms. Shabazz said, just because innocent, and what she said, just because you were found innocent, not guilty, does not mean you're innocent. Right. That's a great point. True. Just because you were found not guilty does not mean you were innocent. That just means a jury could not find the substantial enough evidence enough to say that you're guilty. Very, very gray area. Right. So we all seen the truth, but what do you think happens out of this?
I don't think anything's going to happen, unless the feds pick the case up. I think it's going to be one of those things that comes and goes. 2 more weeks, it'll be somebody else in the spotlight. We'll forget all about this. Sales to trickle, it'll go down again. More people. We talked about the Michael Jackson. Sundance is dropping the film on him. And I think it's going to be more exposés, like that. But I personally don't see anything happening to R. Kelly. It's been all this time now. I mean, that's real. I can't say anything else to that.
And I was going to ask you, does this destroy his legacy? And as I'm not paying attention to the chat, I'm watching you, but it's 50-50 in there, man. You got people in there saying that they ride with him to the death. You got people in there saying that he needs to go now. And it's that divide is always going to be there.
Got him right there. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Hennessy and Hip Hop dropped another super chat in the building right now. I got you right here. This is distraction, your boys. Over 1,000 kids were molested by Catholic priest in Pennsylvania, but Lifetime won't touch that. Now, that's a good point. Now, I talked about this on numerous occasions because a lot of the people in the comment section were asking us in particular why we don't talk about that. And I rebutted on the fact that, with all due respect to all children, those Catholic priests are molesting white boys. You guys tell us not to worry about that, worry about our own. That's why we maybe not touch it so much. But then I kind of changed up my tune, and I'm just giving it, everybody's getting the smoke. I don't care what color you are, you're getting the smoke when it comes to this. That being said, why Lifetime doesn't do it?
Right.
Great fucking point.
That's a good point.
That's
a great point. And I can say,
why are you worried about us?
I mean, we know why, but the Catholic Church is a Catholic church. That's a big institution.
That's huge.
They got millions, probably billions of dollars power backing them. They got people in political power backing them. That's why you don't see nothing on Lifetime. We don't have that type of power. When people got power, you got power. You can't do nothing with that. It won't come out. They won't let it come out. You know what I mean? And if somebody was brave enough to do it, who knows? You're going to be that vigilante. If that's your passion, go ahead and do it. But that's a great question.
Oh, God,
I think I can give you some reasons why. But
I'm going to ask you a question real quick. I mean, this is the Uncensored Truth, so we're going to take it here. Yes, does Lifetime prey on black women? You just think about the everything that they come out with. I mean, they had the Tina Turner story, which needed to be told, Michael Jackson. You think about the roles that were played with black men. You got Ike Turner, you got Joe Jackson, and then you see Bobby Brown. I don't even know if that was on BET, but you see Aaliyah, then you see R. Kelly, and then you see the movies that come out, and they definitely are a pro-women channel. Lifetime's pro-women all day long. But why not talk about the Catholic Church? Why aren't you doing one on Weinstein? You can ask us all day, but why aren't y'all doing it?
What do you think? Because you named it, so you think they are? Would you say? Because I don't really do a Lifetime like that. Would you say that they target them?
I don't deal with Lifetime, but I can only reflect back to when we were children watching Lifetime and being tortured with it on Sundays, and how it just, damn, the divide it got in this house. I remember our women hollering and shouting at the TV, mad as hell, and we had no idea why, but it was going on. So it definitely moves women in general in a direction. And when you see, and when you just understand law and the law of polarity that is playing right now, I said this numerous times, there seems like a real serious divide between black men, and black women in particular with this situation, because you got an overwhelming amount of men, black men, in support of R. Kelly, and you got men, an overwhelming amount of men in support of our black women too. I'm not trying to say that, but out here getting pushed in the media, you see a divide. Yeah, and I think that's a play on polarity. I think that's not done by accident, and I think that it's a little bit of a programming that needs to be talked about. Nah, you're right. You're definitely right. I definitely agree, man. And you know, I think again we'll continue to see, you know, things like this, you know, with us brothers being, you know, and you know, lack of a better word, crucified in the media. Definitely, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, go ahead and drop your area codes, you know, in here, man. We see the comment section. Buzz at night, people giving your opinion, you know, trying to definitely keep up, you know, with everybody tonight. But drop your area code so we can shout them out tonight live on the Uncensored Truth podcast, Hip Hop News Uncensored, every Friday night at 8 p.m. Man, we just had a dynamic interview. It was an hour long. So, you know, we going double time tonight, man. I can't wait to upload that. That's a wealth of information, man. Definitely. Yeah, y'all in for a treat for that one, man. I'm in here trashing this water. I got to excuse me. 612-816-803-702. Vegas in the building, 323. What up, 706. 909-313-214 in the building. Going through the Uncensored Truth podcast. Great show so far. I said play R. Kelly. I seen that, man. That's what threw me off. I almost started laughing as I'm reading the zip code or the area code. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy, man. 404-317-501-901. What up, 614. Indeed. Yeah. I want to talk about Dame Dash. My man Kenyatta Griggs, man. Talked to him a little earlier. CEO of Hip Hop Motivation, co-author of Culture Vulture, the book with Dame Dash. You've seen him in the news a lot lately. He was on Nick Cannon's masterclass. He was in the Nonsense with Funk Flex, but he was talking about Aaliyah and Foxy Brown. Had a discussion with our man Kenyatta tonight. He said he was going to go in, him and Dame on 50 Cent. Now, I don't know if you've seen yesterday when Dame put up his masterclass. Let me turn this music down real quick, our brother Jason. When Dame was at the masterclass with Nick Cannon, they talked about a number of things. But in one of the Instagram posts, I think Nick Cannon dropped, 50 Cent called them both a clown. They're both suckers. And obviously, I think Funk Flex said something about Jay-Z taking or Dame taking Jay-Z's girl in the Hamptons or some wild nonsense. But that being said, Kenyatta said he was going to address the situation tonight with Dame Dash. Camden in the building, 856. I got to shout Jersey out all day long. But what do you think about that, man? Our brother Kenyatta and Dame Dash responding to 50 Cent as we speak. Nah, I mean, I can't wait to check that joint out, man. I mean, for me, what I think about 50 is he's a court, nigga that's going to court a lot, suing cats all the time. You know what I mean? I mean, that's all I think about that dude. I don't really have too much, words for that cat, but he does. That's what he does all the time. He always calling people out, but I can't wait to hear that response. That's gonna be real dope. I'm loving how Dame and Kenyatta's doing their thing now, man. Keep rocking. I'm enjoying what's going on over there. Yeah, I'm enjoying what's going on over there. Shout out to Hip Hop Motivation. He let us review his movie, an exceptional movie, Secret to Ballin', dope things. But like I'm on the same vibe as you. I love what's going on. If they want to bring smoke, go ahead, respond, and do it in this way. Yeah, I mean, make sure you monetize all content. Make sure everything gets right. Can't wait to have a discussion with both of them. It's going to be dynamic. Talk about real quick the Dame Dash and Jay-Z and Aaliyah situation. Do you think that was more of a situation where that was the ultimate straw that broke the camel's back when it comes to the Rockefeller breakup? Ultimately, a little more than what we may have thought going on, because we've talked about this shit ad nauseum, but never in our discussion personally have we ever brought up Aaliyah. I can attest to that. Right. We didn't really know a lot about that. I mean, from what the people were saying, like Jay kind of took Aaliyah from Dame. I don't know how true that is. So it was like, and then the underage situation with the R. Kelly and Jay-Z working with R. Kelly. It seems like that Dame, said that was one of the reasons why they split up. That sometimes, in business, sometimes it could be a number of things that can happen why people, split up. I actually didn't watch that whole video though. I really didn't watch that video on where they talked about that yet.
You know what I'm saying? Did you watch that whole one or no?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear what you said on that.
I mean, it was a lot about R. Kelly. They didn't really talk too deep. In regards to the Rockefeller breakup, I didn't watch Nick Cannon's masterclass. I didn't see any of that.
I didn't see that yet.
And I think he got a little more in depth about it. So we'll wait to watch that and reserve our right and talk.
I don't want to, you know, because if he could have said something. You know
right, he could have got deep in that for sure, man. I'm seeing a lot of football talk going on. We're gonna probably end the show tonight with football because I'm loving the banter real quick. But
yes, sir.
Yeah, man. What else we got on the joint? Bad Boys 3.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna talk about Bad Boys 3. This is a movie. I think this came out 95, 96, man. And this was like Martin Lawrence, a dude from Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They getting together in a movie.
Yeah.
If we ain't have video games back then, we ain't have social media. We went outside and we mimicked who we seen on TV. And Martin Lawrence, Mike Lowry, and Marcus Burnett were two motherfuckers that we emulated on nauseam, running around the yard, things like that. What do you think about Bad Boys 3 coming out? We see the Instagram post from both brothers. Real excited to see, man. Just talk about Bad Boys 3 real quick. For the coach.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to see it. I hope that it lives up to all the hype and better. That's all I'm saying, man. I think Will Smith and Martin have been posting up little clips of them, you know, pretty much filming. So hopefully in about a year or so, we see you in there, Jersey. They'll be, you know, dropping that movie, man. I can't wait to see it again. You know, classic movies that I used to watch, especially the part 1.
Come on, man.
Part 2 is the truth, but part one, man, like that was a man, like everything about like every single scene I could just remember in the back of my head, man, and just the chemistry they had, you know, was amazing. You know, I don't know why they took so long to do it. I don't know, like with sequels, man.
You see, it was contractual reasons. It's kind of like a Friday After Next situation, and then there was contract situations with Martin going on. I did a video probably about a year going viral. It did some good numbers, but I was getting a lot of heat from it on why this movie would never happen.
Oh shit!
And I was very confident that the movie would never happen. I wanted to be wrong. I'm glad I'm wrong. I'm glad that all sides kind of came to a conclusion. It was a lot going on with Michael Bay, the original director of part 1 and part 2. He was out. And then they brought in a new director that didn't work out. So then he was out. So then they were trying to get talks to get Michael Bay back in. That took years off of the project. So we finally got it. Real exciting time, man. And yeah, man, excited about it.
Yeah, I can't wait to, you know, that date. I'll definitely go to the movies to, you know, check that one out. Kind of switching gears, though, to football this week. You know, my team is the Eagles, as y'all see. Everybody counted us out last week. They kept talking about, you know, I forget the cat. I don't even remember his name no more. And I'm a 52 from the Bears. They kept talking about this dude. He got shut out.
Oh,
Jason Peters shut this dude out.
Man, you talking
about,
what
I mean? Lloyd, Floyd, whatever the dude's name is.
Damn.
Mac.
Yeah, you talking about Khalil Mack.
Shut him out. Shut Chicago out of there. We went in there and punched down their mouth and won. And we're going to go to New Orleans and we're going to win. So I'm picking the Eagles to win that game on a limb. I'm going to go with the Colts. I'm going to go with the hot hand with the Colts, even though I may be wrong. And then I'm going to go with the Patriots. And then I'm going to go, the Cowboys and the Rams. I'm going to go with the Cowboys on that one, man. I don't think the Rams can do it. I don't think they have what it takes. I don't think their quarterback, you know what I mean, is poised enough to win it. I just don't think they can pull it off.
You know, I'm in shock.
I don't think they can. I hate the Cowboys. You know I hate them.
And one half, see, y'all don't know old guy like I know old guy. See, he's real. He'll give you little sneak jabs right before the game, and God forbid the Eagles win. He's going to tear your team apart the week after. So he had a bunch of respect for Chicago going in. He didn't think that the Eagles are going to lose that game, and neither did I personally, given the experience, given the fact that they just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're going to Chicago against a young team, a young quarterback who did his thing, but at the end of the day, Foles got ice in his goddamn veins, and dude pulled out another one. This game I see being a little different, even though the Saints better not sleep on Philly, the defending Super Bowl champions that can go into any arena right now and win a game. That's going to be very entertaining. I got the Chargers taking care of business against the New England Patriots, even though I picked New England, even though I picked New England to win the Super Bowl. I got the right to reserve and change my pick because we didn't put it on wax. You're the only one that saw it, so fuck it. The Chargers are going to beat New England.
Go Eagles.
I'm going with Phillip Rivers to finally get over it. All 8 of his kids are going to be in the building. Hopefully, they could pull that out.
Right.
I want to see young KC do their thing, man. I want to see KC win. I don't know if it's going to happen. They got a real tough game. They got Andy Reid, who's been notorious for getting past the divisional round and choking in the conference championship. I think they may get to the conference championship. And the ending, Dallas Cowboys versus the LA Rams. I'm going to go with the LA Rams, and I'm going to say that as a terrible Redskins fan. Hell to Sean Taylor, number 21, definitely. The greatest safety of all time, man. But I can't go with Dallas right now. I want to see him out the playoffs. I'm not even gonna lie. I want to see them gone.
Yeah.
Tired of hearing about the Cowboys. I don't want to see them win another Super Bowl. I don't want to see them go. I didn't want to see Philly win last year, but because I got family, in Philly, and because God rest our grandfather's soul, he's a diehard Phillies fan. Wherever he's at right now, he got to see Philly win. So good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But fuck Dallas.
Yeah, my thing is what I'm mad at is like New Orleans. They're starting to disrespect the Eagles. You know, talking all this, and I'm seeing I don't like that because Chicago's doing the same shit. And when we come down there and that first game and that first quarter, it's not like y'all think it is, and the Eagles hang around. I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I mean? At the end of that game, we pull that game off. You know what I mean? But stranger things have happened. It's gonna be some, you know, good for the NFL, man. Definitely.
Yeah, we're going. I think if time it goes right, I know you got a trip to take tomorrow, but probably Sunday afternoon when all the games said and done. If you're into the football, if you're into the sports, check us out on Viral Hip Hop News.
Yes.
You see that right there. We tearing shit up. But Viral Hip Hop News will be live and talking about football, all 4 of the games. Hold up. These guys are from Philly. Now, we ain't from Philly, but we close. Jersey is all the way in the building right now. Shout out to Jersey. We got family out in D.C., family out in Philly. Yeah. That's why we got the Skins and the Eagles, man, all day long. Man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. On your way out, make sure you drop them zip codes. Appreciate all the love and everybody rocking out this evening.
Yeah.
Anybody got any questions before we get up out of here? Praise to the Most High on that post-production meeting.
Yeah.
What it do, man? What up?
Another one, man. You know, Friday night. Every Friday night, make sure y'all tune in. Every Friday night at 8 p.m. Just tune in. Subscribe to the channel. We will be live. And all through the week on Viral Hip Hop News and Hip Hop News Uncensored. We're dropping, you know, topics from your favorite artists. You know, whatever's going on in the world, we always going to be dropping stuff. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channels and every channel. Hit that notification bell. You got to hit the notification bell to make sure that y'all get, you know, the videos when they drop. With that being said, I got one more thing. I see Kansas City in there. I see you. I see Jersey. My man, AK Sour God, peace to you. Go to hiphopun.com for your latest hip hop news. And that's pretty much all I got over here, Sam, man. Another episode in the books, bro.
Epic Lopez. Oh, God, that mic is on point tonight, sir. Appreciate you, loyal subscriber and listener. Yeah. We had some technical issues, but like I told you on the Uncensored Truth Podcast official channel, and if you aren't subscribed to that, go over right now, excuse me.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the Uncensored Truth Podcast, where we get it all the way in over there. You don't want to miss that. But yeah, we had a little bit of a technical issue, but we are the talent. We are the grips. We are the lighting. We are the engineering. It's a two-man show over here, so we deal with little issues. We appreciate each and every one of y'all's support. We get those situations taken care of, man, and we keep grinding. Content Kings, the most underrated channel on YouTube right now. The Uncensored Truth Podcast. We appreciate each and every one of y'all's support. We're going to give you nonstop content. We're supposed to come at y'all 4 days a week. We came at you 5 days a week. We may come at you 7 days a week. We're not playing any games. Let me get my shit.
Fly Eagles. Let's do the Eagles song on the way out.
We ain't getting that shit.
Come on, man.
We ain't
fly,
singing that, man.
Eagles, fly. Yeah, we're in the building, man. Uncensored Truth Podcast, baby. We getting it in, man. Hey, yo, man. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy yourself. Be safe on the weekend. Your brother, Oh God, Sandman. Viral Hip Hop News in the building. We out of here. Peace.
Peace. Hennessy Hip Hop. Oh God, glad you fixed your mic. Good job. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
love
man.
all night long. Thank you very much.
Boom. Shit popping, boy. All right.